You're not crazy. You're not too sensitive. And you're not broken beyond repair. You're a woman of purpose, but somewhere along the way, you lost your voice. This is part 10 of the Unmasking Narcissism series. And today, we are pulling the veil off one of the enemy's favorite tactics, using narcissistic abuse to block your identity and silence your voice. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video. We only have 2 episodes left, and what's coming next will help you to shift from survival to spiritual authority. Now let's get into it. Let me tell you about Jasmine, one of my former coaching clients. She was prophetic. She had a gift to speak and pray over others with clarity and power. But when she got involved with a man who seemed godly, everything started to change for her. At first, he celebrated her calling. He even quoted scripture when they met. Your words are anointed. I knew you were different. But as time went on, he became critical. He told her her prayers were too emotional, that she needed to learn her place, that God doesn't use women like that. And slowly, Jasmine got quiet. She stopped leading in church. She stopped praying boldly. She even began to question if she ever heard God at all. She told me, Coach Lynn, I feel like I lost my voice, and I don't even know when it happened. Let's talk about what actually happened to Jasmine and what might have happened to you. Narcissists are masters of identity sabotage. They don't just want your affection, they want your influence. And when they see light in you, they do everything that they can to dim it. Here are a few of the spiritual lies that they will use to silence you. They will say, you're not really called. They plant this doubt in your God-given assignment. Or you're too much or not enough. They will twist your strength into a flaw. They will even say, you misheard God. They confuse your discernment so you stop trusting yourself. And then they will say, God wouldn't want you to leave. They manipulate scripture to keep you bound. These aren't just emotional tactics. They're spiritual weapons used to make you question your worth and muzzle your voice. Let me say this clearly. The enemy didn't attack your voice because it was weak. He attacked it because it was powerful. John 10 verse 27 says this, my sheep hear my voice and I know them and they follow me. If the enemy can get you to doubt what you're hearing, he can control where you're going. When a narcissist targets your voice, it's never just about that relationship. It's about your assignment, your influence, your authority. Just like with Jasmine, the goal wasn't just to shut her down romantically. It was to shut her down spiritually. But here's the truth. God still knows your name, and your voice still carries power. Let's talk about how this shows up in a practical way. First, you second guess yourself constantly. You downplay your thoughts, feelings, or ideas. You're afraid to pray boldly or speak up in groups. You stay silent when God tells you to speak, and you feel unqualified to lead, share, or teach, even though you're gifted. It's like your throat is spiritually tight, like your voice is sitting just beneath your chest, wanting to rise up, but afraid of the backlash. If you've ever felt like that, I want to affirm you right now. God gave you a voice and you have permission to use it again. When Jasmine and I started to work together, the first thing we did was confront the lie. I had her write down every phrase that he spoke over her, every word that wounded her identity, and then we laid them at the feet of Jesus. We went back to Jeremiah 1 verse 5. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you, and before you were born, I consecrated you. I appointed you a prophet to the nations. That word reminded her that her identity was never man-given, so it couldn't be man-removed. Over time, she began to pray again, to lead again, to speak again. And one day she told me something that I'll never forget. The enemy shut me up for years, but now my voice is anointed with fire. How powerful that was for me to hear. So let me give you some practical and spiritual steps so that you can reclaim your voice. First, name the lie. Write down what they told you. Identify the false belief. Break that agreement and say, I break every agreement that I made knowingly and unknowingly with this lie. And then speak God's truth out loud. Declare who God says you are. Use scripture. Use your testimony. Say it until you believe it. And then fourth, activate your voice in private. First, start by praying out loud in your room. Journal. Record a voice memo. Speak to yourself like someone who's been given authority. And lastly, step into purpose again. When the time is right, start serving again, sharing again, and teaching again. Do it afraid, but do it anointed. If your voice was stolen in a narcissistic relationship, if you've been silenced by manipulation and you're ready to break free, I want to walk this out with you. As a Christian life purpose coach, I help women to restore their voice, to heal their spiritual identity wounds, to break those soul ties, and to walk boldly in their calling again. You are never meant to be silent. You were created to speak life, to lead, and to release truth into the atmosphere. So book your free clarity call today. The link is in the description. If this word hits your spirit, comment, I'm taking my voice back. Don't forget to share this episode with someone who needs to hear it. We're wrapping up this series soon with just 2 more powerful episodes. So stay connected, my purpose warriors, because the next part will help you to go from surviving narcissistic impact to standing in spiritual authority. I'll see you in part 11.